you back today. Today we're going to be talking about something that's very interesting to every person that's breathing, and that is how to set boundaries. How to say, whoa, you have crossed that line in the sand, and to really communicate how you want to be treated and how you will treat others. In the world of work, especially, I want to talk about a little bit today. Women tend to have less clear values and boundaries because we've been raised to care for others. We've been raised to serve them. And we want to have people like us. But in reality, what happens is we become resentful if we're not respected and if our time isn't respected. So today I want to just go through a few of the different kinds of boundaries, and then we'll be going into these further in the e-course that we're creating right now. So be sure to go to Artichoke Press and click on the e-courses and the one on how to set personal boundaries. It's going to be much more in depth and created exactly for you. So whatever your boundary is, you want to state it in a firm, calm, and consistent manner, because nothing is more frustrating than people who say, well, maybe, or I'll try, or I'll see, because then neither one of you know what to expect. So let's go through some of the types of boundaries. Physical boundaries is around you, your personal space. It's inappropriate touching. It's sexual consent, big one. Also includes our possessions, such as our cars, our money, our clothes. So often people will be so, will borrow your clothes or your sweater so often that they tend to forget that it actually belongs to you. Emotional boundaries are labels and abuse, bullying. We've got a big e-course on that one, lies. It's also a boundary of ours that we trust too much. We hurt feelings or we get resentments. And an emotional boundary is someone who deliberately hurts you. And a lot of times that will happen and you won't even realize it until later, and you'll think, whoa, I think I just got stabbed in the back, but I'm not sure. And another emotional boundary is manipulation, making you feel guilty when you shouldn't. Mental is the thoughts, and sometimes this boundary is our own boundary. We keep replaying these old family tapes, and when we go to family group gatherings, we fall right back into that old situation, and we forget that that's not who we are now. We're much stronger. We're much more empowered. We don't have to be the baby. We don't have to be the whiner. We are now who we are. Spiritual brainwashing is guilt. And that's kind of akin to the mental, but it's when there are bosses or mothers or mother-in-laws who think there's only one way, who think that that only one way is my way. And they love to make you feel guilty. And a lot of cults, religious cults, do this because they want you to be isolated. They want you to develop a them and us idea. And really and truly, we're more alike than we are different. A spiritual boundary is when someone is so closed-minded that they won't be open to another's viewpoint. As a parent educator, I often found families who were closed, like the artichoke. They didn't want to be open. They didn't want to hear new ideas. And as one man said to me, who by the way was court appointed to be in my class, well, my grandpa whooped my dad whooped me, and so by golly, I'm gonna whoop my kids. And I said, in my best Dr. Phil, how's that working for you? It might be time to break those generational bonds and to set up some new ways of communicating with your children, which is the last boundary, or the last type of boundaries is communication. And you know, I want you to understand that body language, which is 80% of what we understand, is the communication of relationships. Verbal language, what I'm doing with you, is the communication of information. So chances are you're going to believe what my body says a whole bunch more than what my mouth says. So this is a boundary that you may need to make very clear that you're not going to accept anymore. And sometimes it's a sneer. Or when our kids were teenagers, we called it that face when they went. And snide remarks, unclear directions. And in the world of work, that's really a method of manipulation, is to give you not clear directions and then be mad that you didn't do it the way they had anticipated. Along with that comes sexting and texting, and big examples of that's happening right now in America. And it breaks my heart that what we're having in communication is crossing the boundaries, the moral boundaries of many of us. So let me give you just real quick, and once again, you're going to get this really in depth when we do the e-course, but let me give you a 4-step, easy to remember way to set a boundary. Let's assume your teenager is rude. Well, never known a teenager in my house that was rude. Not. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to inform them. I don't like that kind of attitude, and I won't be spoken to that way. Is you're going to request. I'm going to ask you to please speak to me with respect and to not yell. I don't need to yell. I don't need for you to yell for me to hear. So we've got inform, request, and then the third one is to insist. So, you know, Bub, I love you, but I'm going to insist that you treat me with respect. I'm going to insist that you look at me when you talk, not yell. So I am insisting that you do that. The fourth one is you leave. And you say, boy, I wish we could have worked this out, but it's not possible because I want to be treated with respect. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave it open for you and I to have a discussion when you can respect and when you can talk to me in a civil, respectful manner. So let's get together later this week or later this afternoon and talk about this. If it doesn't work then you go right back into it. You inform them, you insist, or you inform them, you request, you insist, and then you leave. 4 easy steps in setting personal boundaries. I said easy, didn't say they were simple. It's hard. This is a life skill. And like every life skill, it takes time to develop and make it a part of our automatic action. Confidence in you. I want you to come to see us at artichokepress.com. That's our main site for our books, for our e-courses, for one-on-one counseling. And I'm open to work with you. We also have some free reports there that we'd love to have you come and join us. Again, it's artichokepress.com. Thanks again. See you soon.